Hello, my friends. It is a beautiful, 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 beautiful day here in Oregon. Surprisingly sunny. The sun is definitely on its way down. The sun is over there somewhere. Kind of hard for me to see, to show y'all, but I saw that the sun was coming out today, and so I decided to come on a walk. I confess I have been walking much less lately just because it's been very gloomy and cloudy. It actually hasn't been like crazy rainy lately. It's just been very gloomy, and I haven't felt like going outside. I wake up and I look out the window and I just feel a deep no. I would rather not. Oh, there's the sun. Ooh. Look at her. Look at her shining. Can you feel her warmth? Can you feel the sun's warmth? I've been waking up really late recently. I think it kind of has to do with the winter, honestly. I wake up later because the sun's not shining. And I don't mind staying up really late. So for the past, probably 3 or so weeks, I feel like I've been usually waking up between noon and 1 and going to sleep around maybe between 3 and 5 a.m. But today, dirty hand now. Today, I woke up around 8:15, and I felt very well rested. I felt good when I woke up, and I guess I went to bed around maybe 2 or so. So I didn't get a ton of sleep, but I felt great when I woke up. And sometimes that's just the way it is, you know? So I got up and I recorded 2 videos, and now I'm recording this. And I feel pretty happy about that. I feel like I've been productive today. Have you been productive? What have you been up to? Look, this is proof that I'm not supposed to be on this trail, but construction people aren't here now. They're not here today, so I feel like I can get away with it. This trail that I'm on right now has now been closed for a couple months, so I mean, they're never here though. They're never doing construction. I feel like they put up these things and they cut down like 3 trees, and that's all. And it's sad. It's sad they cut down trees. Whenever I walk into the trail here, I see these big cut down trees. And I think it's because they're turning the path into like more of a path. Like right now the path is just leaves and mud, and I think they might be putting down gravel or something, maybe widening it. So they're cutting down some trees, which is too bad. I watched this weird Netflix show. I think it was called Penelope? It was very weird. I binged it all in one night. But I was only half paying attention. Actually, it was so... Okay, so it's like a cinema... I want to use the adjective. Cinematographic? Cinematographic? cinematographic. What's that word? Cinematographic. It's a, whatever. Oh, cinematic. Duh, cinematic. It's like it's a very cinematic piece. Very sparse dialogue, but a lot of like nature shots and thoughtful walking through the woods shots. And I think on a cinematic level, it is very beautiful, but I personally am just not very into cinematography. It's part of why I probably can't remember the word. I love feeling the sun. Oh my God. My cells are rejoicing. My cells, I can feel it in my body. Ah, blessed sun. It's been too long. I'm not a big fan of cinematography. Being an artsy person, I feel like a lot of people assume that artsy people can enjoy all types of art. Or if they don't enjoy art, they usually have like a hot take reason for why. Like, that's not real art or something like that. But like that's definitely not the case for me. There's plenty of things that I don't enjoy, but I still think are like really, really like relevant and valuable art forms. And cinematography would be one of those things. I just don't have an eye for it, and it also doesn't touch me. Like, I just don't care how pretty a shot is, which is maybe odd because I do care about how pretty paintings are and like other art, but it just cinematography doesn't strike me in the heart in the ways that other things do. So for really cinematic pieces like this show, I mean, I just didn't care. So I would actually like, I wasn't just like kind of not paying attention. I was like actively just skipping a lot of the parts where this girl was like walking through the woods silently, and that's definitely why I could finish it all in one night, because it's like a whole TV show. And I mean, I probably skipped like at least a third of it because it was just silent and I didn't care. I just wanted to see what was happening in the story, so I would skip to kind of moments where stuff was happening. But anyway, there's this, it's a weird show. I don't really recommend it, honestly, unless you're like bored out of your mind. There's better things to watch. But there's this one kind of arc of the show where the main girl was like hanging out with this old hippie lady who was like living in the trees. And the old hippie lady was talking about the ecosystem of the forest and why it's so sad to cut down trees, and why people who cut down trees claim that they're doing it for the forest because this tree is sick, so we have to cut down the other tree, or we have to cut it down to save the surrounding trees. And this lady was so skeptic about that because she was saying, like, I think the forest can heal itself. The forest has been here for a very long time. And she made this interesting analogy, and I don't know if what she's saying is true about a forest. Maybe I should look it up. But I thought it was interesting. She talked about how, and I know this is true, when babies are sick, when infants are sick, and they start and they breastfeed, the mom can actually, or not the mom, the person, but the mom, the body, can like sense the child's ailment and send antibodies through her milk, or her body will send antibodies through the milk, and the baby can get better often, depending on the ailment. Obviously there's some things that wouldn't work for, but for like minor things, for just like colds and whatever babies have, the mom's body can sense that and send antibodies, which is very cool. But the woman in the movie was talking about how like maybe trees can do that for one another with their interconnectedness, and how, you know, a lot of their root structures are intertwined and connected, and maybe when one tree is sick, the other trees can sort of send antibodies. I don't know if that's the right word. Do trees have antibodies? I don't know. But like maybe if one tree has a fungus, another tree can send something to help fight that fungus. Do trees have antibodies? Also, I know trees can get fungal infections, and they can get sort of parasites, and they can get, yeah, I guess termites would be well, do termites only eat deadwood? Maybe termites only eat deadwood. But I know trees can become the victims of insects, and I guess that would be considered like a parasitic relationship. But can trees get viruses? I'm actually not sure. Can trees get viruses? I don't know. I would think that trees could get bacterial infections as well, because I feel like bacteria can infect anything it wants to infect. Because, yeah, trees definitely have a microbiome, and if they have a microbiome, then they can definitely have, like, a bad... Like, if bacteria can live in trees, then surely bad bacteria, or bacteria that hurts the tree, could also live in the tree, right? Surely. Are there any arborists here? Any arborists in the channel memberships? This water is lovely and soft today. Lovely and soft. Lovely and soft. I'm gonna get a haircut soon, but don't worry, it's not gonna be the kind of haircut that anyone will notice. Just maintenance, really. Getting a trim. A trimmy trim. These leaves are not crunchy, but they're also not really wet. They're like just soft, which is honestly a pretty nice sound. It's not too harsh. Sometimes crunchy leaves are very fun in real life, but they come across as, I think, a little harsh on the camera. Oof, my hand that's holding the phone is cold. Cold. One thing I like about this jacket is that it has little mitts. I'll show you. Look. Oh, the sun's kind of in your eye. I don't know if I can change that at all. Here we go. Like this. It's a nice little helpful way to warm up the fingers. I've kind of taken a break from running. Just a little break. I'll probably go back to it this week, honestly. I think probably tomorrow I'll actually run a little bit. But I haven't really ran, I think, for like 2 weeks now. Just because the last time I ran, it was so painful. Not when I was running, it just took me like a week to recover, and then the week after that, I just didn't feel like it. But I've still been doing cardio, just not running. Puppet. I considered making sock puppets of Brain Rot Bambi for merch. Just because I think it would be ridiculous. It would be a little bit ridiculous, a little bit absurd. Brain Rot Bambi sock puppets. I thought about only making like 10 of them because they would be handmade. Right? So I guess it's not really merch. More like just making 10 sock puppets and then selling them. But I haven't decided yet. If I do it, I need to I want to get a good design going. Something funny. Maybe every single one of them can be a little bit unique. Special items. I also thought about only selling them in Pepe coin. You have to buy them in Pepe coin. But I haven't done it yet. We'll see. Absurd ideas. Whenever I was growing up, my sister was always so good at doing shadow puppetry, and my dad was as well. And my mom was. They were all really good at shadow puppetry, and I was horrible at it. I definitely had like the younger sister syndrome of kind of being bad at everything, which was like a self-perpetuating issue. Because obviously I was worse at things because I was younger, but then I like believed that I was worse at things, so I made myself, I was perpetually like so afraid of failure that I didn't practice as much at certain things when I was younger, or I avoided stuff entirely. Like, it's probably why I kind of don't draw, and like I don't really want to draw, and I never drew when I was a kid because I just felt like I was so bad at it. And I had a similar thing with shadow puppetry, drawing, singing. A lot of those things I felt so bad at them, so I didn't want to try them at all. I got over it with singing though, luckily. I think part of the reason why I was able to get over it with singing was because like no one in my family was really, or in my immediate family was a singer, so I didn't feel like I was worse at singing than, my sister or something. It was more like we were a very musical family, but we were also very shy. We were very Catholic as far as our singing voices went, like singing was like embarrassing, but we would do it quietly. And we would also sing in the car as a family, but not well. Like, the point wasn't ever to sing well. It was always just like to sing. But if anyone was like practicing singing, these are air quotes, practicing singing, or like in choir, that would have been seen as like embarrassing and like cringe. I had like an anti-ego singing family. But I did eventually get over that, and I started singing to the Wicked soundtrack when I was home alone, and it was very egotistical singing, you know? I was trying to hit notes and sound like a Broadway star. Not succeeding, but I had the spirit. I had the spirit for it. Oof, it's getting chilly. But the sun is setting later. You know, peak winter, sun sets around 4:30 here. But I think today the sun sets at 4:50. And right now I think it's about 2:15 or something, maybe 2:30. So I have plenty of time, but the fact that now the sun is setting around 5 is like, yay, it's gonna start getting a little bit warmer. That means soon, maybe sometime. I don't think it really starts getting warmer until like maybe the end of March. And even then there's gonna be some cold days, you know, there's gonna be a lot of cold days, but like every now and then it'll start feeling like warm in like March. And that'll be nice. The sun will come out and it'll really feel like, you know, like short sleeves. Short sleeve weather, and that'll be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to take my vitamin D supplement. I forget a lot to take it, but I've been better this month than last month for sure. My nose has been running a lot. That doesn't really matter though. How are all of y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're all staying safe wherever you are. The news with the world is always sad. So I hope you're all staying safe and doing well. Be kind to yourselves, okay? Good night. Good night, 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 good night.